Magneto controls metal, bends magnetic fields, disrupts electronics, manipulates radiation, and can literally rip a city apart using the laws of physics. In Avengers issue 111, the guy unlocks a whole new level of terrifying. He figures out he can control people's minds by messing with the iron in their blood, because apparently he read one science book and decided to become a part-time brain surgeon. And what does he do with this horrifying new trick? Oh, just casually mind controls the X-Men and a bunch of Avengers, including Captain America and his own daughter, Scarlet Witch. Father of the Year, clearly. He turns them into his personal goon squad to kidnap members of the Atomic Energy Commission to start a nuclear war. Never give Magneto time to think. Guy goes from metal guy to blood wizard in one issue. Magneto does not just mess with minds. The man can rewrite natural laws before lunch. Take, for example, the time he lifted a 30,000-ton nuclear submarine straight out of the ocean in X-Men First Class. Basically a mobile fortress. And Magneto yanked it out the deep like he was picking up a can of soda. The sheer magnetic force and precision required to control the sub and counter the pressure and turbulence were insane. Most mutants get a nosebleed from moving a truck, but Magneto out there tossed war machines around like bath toys. He wasn't flexing, he was demonstrating that world-ending destruction is always just one angry thought away. And just when you think he's all rage and metal, he pulls a wild 180 and saves San Francisco from an earthquake. No joke, in Uncanny X-Men issue 534.1, when a massive quake hits the city, Magneto does not start tearing it apart. He stabilizes it. He reinforces collapsing buildings using metallic frameworks, levitates cars and debris to keep people from getting crushed, and even manipulates the Earth's magnetic field to reduce tremors by subtly shifting the planet's crust. But I'm sorry, what? Since when can he do that? It's like he decided, today, I'm not destroying cities, I'm upgrading my LinkedIn with Geological crisis response. At this point, Magneto is not only a mutant, he's nature's backup plan with attitude. So yeah, call him a villain, anti-hero, or misunderstood genius, Magneto's power level is basically whatever the plot can barely handle. But hey, just in case causing global chaos didn't convince you Magneto is OP, let's talk about the moments when he completely shattered Marvel's power scale. Like seriously, Marvel had to recheck their math after these stunts. First off, Magneto once literally ripped adamantium from Wolverine's bones. Yep, X-Men issue 25 went full horror show mode because apparently bending bridges and pulling iron out of veins wasn't metal enough. Magneto looked Logan dead in the eyes and casually extracted the world's toughest, supposedly unbreakable metal from his entire skeleton. Like he didn't just break Wolverine, he straight up dismantled him. This isn't just raw power, it's precision at the molecular level. Magneto didn't smash, crush, or snap. He literally untangled adamantium atoms from Logan's bones like deleting lines of code. Imagine being so powerful that you just delete Wolverine's skeleton like a Word doc. Ctrl-Z, and it's gone. And as if casually deleting Wolverine's bones wasn't enough, how about casually catching Thor's legendary hammer, Mjolnir, mid-flight? Yep, in Ultimatum issue number 3, Magneto went full tennis champion and stopped Thor's unstoppable hammer in midair. Let's clarify how insane this is. Mjolnir is mystical, enchanted, and moves at the speed of lightning, literally. It is a divine weapon designated to be wielded exclusively by gods and, well, Captain America apparently. Yet Magneto was just like, nah, not today, and stopped it cold. This single moment canonically proves that Magneto's powers are not limited to regular metal. He can mess with mystical weapons, items created by literal gods. Think about it. Thor's hammer moves faster than a thunder god's mood swings, and Magneto just halted it mid-swing like it was a tennis ball at Wimbledon. Game, set, and match. Eric freaking Lyncher. But hold on, we're not done yet, because Magneto doesn't just casually mess with Wolverine and Thor. This guy literally decided once that Manhattan needed to take a swim. Yep, in Ultimatum issue 1-5, Magneto went full apocalypse mode and straight up flooded Manhattan, and flipped Earth's magnetic poles upside down because why not? He also wiped out millions like it was a Saturday afternoon DIY project. Now, there's no fancy alien tech, no spooky spells, no infinity stones, just pure mutant-powered magnetism. Imagine waking up and realizing this one dude in a shiny helmet decided Earth's poles should just switch places. Magneto literally turned the planet into a malfunctioning compass and caused catastrophic tsunamis, earthquakes, and global panic. This is overkill. It's like Magneto got bored of playing chess with Charles and decided, hey, what if Earth played Uno reverse? Speaking of another moment, Magneto once casually squared up against the Phoenix Force. Yep, the giant cosmic firebird that casually snacks on planets. During the epic Avengers vs. X-Men event, Magneto stood his ground against the Phoenix, absorbing his cosmic energy and going toe-to-toe against Hope Summers, who at that point was juiced up on Phoenix-level steroids. Now let's add some perspective here. Encountering the Phoenix Force usually ends in getting instantly deep-fried. Like most Omega-level mutants barely survive the pre-game warm-up, but Magneto, he didn't just survive, he put up an actual fight, tanked cosmic fire like it was summer rain, and lived to brew dramatically another day. Surviving the Phoenix Force is like walking through the sun wearing flip-flops. Eric Lehnsherr stood in its flames and basically asked, "Is that all you got?" But okay, you might be thinking, sure, Magneto can toss around Thor's hammer and rip out Wolverine's skeleton, but cosmic level? Really? Well, it turns out Eric Lehnsherr's powers aren't limited to just ruining days here on Earth. Magnetism isn't some cute trick that stops at the atmosphere. It is literally everywhere in the galaxy. That's right, Magneto isn't just Earth's problem. He is space's potential nightmare. Technically speaking, Eric could casually wreck satellites just by snapping his fingers. Wanna watch Netflix tonight? Not if Magneto decides space is looking a bit cluttered. He's the kind of guy who could put up entire planets on airplane mode if he woke up cranky. Let me explain. Magnetic fields aren't Earth exclusive. They exist across the universe, tying together stars, planets, and even galaxies. If Magneto decided to broaden his horizons, Earth would suddenly seem adorably small scale. Like this guy would not even need a spaceship. He would just magnet surf between planets, causing interplanetary mayhem just because it's a Tuesday. And if you think Marvel hasn't already imagined that horrifying scenario, let me introduce you to What If Magneto Ruled the World? Here, Eric doesn't just bully humanity. He absolutely humiliates us. He effortlessly wipes out the entire global military, seizes control of the world's energy grid, and basically puts the planet under a magnetic dictatorship. Forget Earth. Magneto could bully Mars if he had a bad day. The dude is a one-man cosmic threat, and the scary part is that he knows it. And speaking of that purple helmet, it's not just a questionable fashion statement. Nope, Magneto's shiny headgear has one job: making sure telepaths stay the hell out of his head. Charles Xavier, Jean Grey, Emma Frost. Sorry, psychics. Brain hacking Magneto is strictly off limits. Imagine being so extra that you wear a literal anti-Xavier hat. This man has levels. But even without his trusty bucket, Magneto's mind is still a fortress. Sure, the helmet is great at blocking casual psychic invasions, but Eric himself can straight up dampen other psychic attacks, helmet or no helmet. It's like trying to hack into Wi-Fi that constantly changes the password. It's frustrating, pointless, and guaranteed to end badly for the hacker. And just in case mind-blocking can't impress everyone, Magneto has even occasionally dipped into astral projection territory. Yep. On rare occasions, Eric has been seen casually strolling the astral plane because apparently manipulating reality wasn't a flex enough. This guy looked at Xavier's entire shtick and said, "I can do that too, Chuck, but cooler." Let's not miss the fact that Magneto is terrifyingly smart. We're talking Reed Richards or Tony Stark level genius. The dude builds gadgets, strategizes better than most chess grandmasters, and could probably out-engineer NASA just to win a bar bet. In X-Men issue 161, even Professor Xavier, the literal smartest guy in mutant kind, straight up admitted Magneto could have been Earth's greatest scientist if he was not busy flipping tables on humanity. I mean, think about that. Magneto could have easily been a Tony Stark or Reed Richards if his trauma hadn't sent him into mutant revolutionary mode. He could be inventing flying cars, curing diseases, or solving world hunger, but instead he's shaking down planets and flipping the Earth's magnetic poles for dramatic effect. In Dark Phoenix, we see Eric Lehnsherr reach boss-level finesse. Not just brute force, not just metal bending, but precision kills. Executed like a one-man army made of pure chaos and calm. While the X-Men are struggling to keep it together on a runaway train filled with killer aliens, Magneto's in a separate car turning handcuffs into murder weapons and casually impaling aliens with loose bolts like he's flicking darts at a pub. What makes the scene pop is not the violence, it's the ease. He's not grunting, he's not sweating, he's not even trying. He's cold, silent, and utterly unstoppable. Then comes the moment of silence. Storm clears the path, and Magneto with one single hand, crushes an entire train car like a soda can and casually hurls it off the track. That's it. No speech, no slow-mo scream, just crunch and gone. It's a full circle moment too. In First Class, we saw him struggle to move a satellite dish. He needed rage, focus, and an emotional breakthrough. But by Dark Phoenix, he's tossing multi-ton steel boxes like they're Tetris pieces. The growth? terrifying. And hey, if you think Magneto is scary because of how hard he hits physically, wait till you realize how effortlessly he messes with your head. Because Eric is a chess grandmaster who's always 5 steps ahead and casually pulling strings while you're still setting up the board. See, Magneto is out here commanding entire armies, nations, and most terrifyingly, minds. He doesn't conquer with brute strength alone. He conquers through ideology, influence, and the sheer charisma of someone who absolutely believes he's right. Whether it's rallying the Brotherhood of Mutants, or literally taking over Genosha and turning it into a mutant nation, Magneto knows exactly how to weaponize belief, fear, and loyalty. Take House of M for example. Scarlet Witch, one of Marvel's strongest reality warpers, literally rewrites reality because Magneto influenced her. He straight up changed the rules before the fight started. Imagine playing Monopoly and your opponent casually announces mid-game, "Hey, money's worthless now, I own everything." That's Magneto's psychological warfare in a nutshell. And that's why people fear Magneto. Not just because he can rip tanks apart, but because he can make entire nations willingly follow him into chaos. He is the puppet master who convinces you the strings were your idea all along. Eric Lehnsherr does not just defeat his enemies, he reshapes their worldview until they wonder why they ever fought him in the first place. Okay, now let's ask the real question. Who can even beat Magneto? Short answer, not many. Long answer, still not many. But hey, let's humor ourselves and break it down. First up, Hulk. Sure, Hulk strong, Hulk smash, Hulk angry, blah blah blah. We get it. But against Magneto, Hulk's best shot is literally catching Magneto asleep. Seriously, unless Eric's unconscious or is he watching Netflix, Hulk's punches mean nothing against a guy who can float 50 feet above him and casually drop an aircraft carrier like it's hot potato. Next contender, Thor, the god of thunder himself. Mighty magical hammer and all. Could he beat Magneto? Only if he's extra sneaky. Remember, Magneto already proved that he can freeze Mjolnir mid-air. Thor's lightning? That's just electromagnetism on a bad hair day. Unless Thor's pulling stealth moves worthy of Loki's TikTok feed, he's probably getting yeeted across Manhattan. And Iron Man? Poor Tony Stark. Genius billionaire, cool tech, zero chance. This dude is literally walking, talking, flying metal. Facing Magneto, Iron Man is basically a very expensive fridge magnet. Magneto could casually turn Tony's armor into a designer coffin. Sorry Tony, love the suits, but maybe sit this one out. Now let's talk about Magneto's BFF/nemesis, Professor X. Can Charles beat Eric? Possibly, but only if Magneto's helmet is conveniently missing, knocked off, or Eric randomly decides he just wanted a haircut mid-fight. Otherwise, Charles is just an extremely powerful bald guy yelling telepathically into an empty voicemail inbox. So yeah, if Magneto decides he's done playing nice, it might just be easier to surrender, or at least run fast. Magneto is powerful, 100%, but he's also unfair. He's the guy Marvel writers panic about whenever they accidentally make him angry, because honestly, his powers rewrite physics to make sure nobody else ever stood a chance. He's versatile to a terrifying degree. Physical domination, mental defense, cosmic scale destruction, and depending on how his trauma is feeling that day, Magneto can shift effortlessly from hero to villain to literally planetary menace. He floods cities for breakfast, flips magnetic poles at lunch, and faces down cosmic gods by dinner. The man does not need Infinity Stones. He's walking around with a built-in Infinity Gauntlet. Forget Thanos. Magneto is his own endgame. Honestly, if Magneto wakes up on the wrong side of the magnetic field tomorrow, Earth might want to just call in sick. But hey, that's just me. Maybe someone out there can actually stop this guy. Spoiler, probably not. Who do you think could actually beat Magneto? Drop your theories in the comments below, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more Marvel content. Catch you in the next one.